Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a royal? The fancy clothes, the grand palaces, the constant public attention, and a whole bunch of rules you have to follow, even when you're just trying to catch a flight. It sounds strange, right? But for the British royal family, air travel isn't as simple as booking a ticket online. In fact, there's a strict, unwritten rule that dictates who can and cannot fly together. And the reason behind it is both fascinating and a little bit chilling. So, what is this mysterious rule? It's a protocol designed to protect the line of succession. Simply put, two direct heirs to the throne should not travel on the same plane together. This is a precautionary measure to safeguard the future of the monarchy. Imagine a tragic accident where a single flight carries both the reigning monarch and their immediate heir. The consequence would be a catastrophic loss for the crown, instantly wiping out two successive generations of rulers and throwing the entire line of succession into chaos. It's a grim thought, but it's a possibility the royal institution has to prepare for. This tradition isn't just a dusty old rule from a bygone era. It's a living, breathing protocol that has shaped royal travel for decades. Let's rewind a bit. The rule really became a serious consideration with the dawn of the aviation age. Before planes, travel was slower, but perhaps the risk of a single incident wiping out multiple heirs was less concentrated. Once air travel became common, the royal family had to adapt. The risk of a plane crash, however small, was too significant to ignore when the stability of the monarchy was at stake. A perfect example of this rule in action involves the late Queen Elizabeth II and her son, now King Charles III. For many years, once Charles came of age, they rarely, if ever, flew together on the same aircraft for official duties or long-haul journeys. The logic was clear. As the sovereign and the heir apparent, their safety was paramount. If something were to happen to the Queen's flight, Charles would be safe to ascend the throne, ensuring a smooth and immediate transition of power. This maintained the continuity that is so crucial to the monarchy's foundation. It wasn't about a lack of trust in aviation safety. It was about mitigating a worst-case scenario. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, I've seen pictures of Prince William and Prince George on the same plane. And you'd be absolutely right. This is where the rule gets a bit more flexible. The protocol is not a legally binding law but a matter of royal convention. And exceptions can be made, but only with the express permission of the reigning monarch. When Prince George was just a baby, Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, sought permission from Queen Elizabeth II to fly with him on their royal tour to Australia and New Zealand in 2014. The Queen granted their request. Why? Well, practicality plays a huge part. For a young family, it would be incredibly difficult to travel on separate planes for such a long tour. The decision was likely a balance between upholding tradition and acknowledging the needs of a modern royal family with young children. However, this exception isn't a permanent pass. The understanding is that as Prince George gets older, he and his father, Prince William, will be expected to travel separately on official journeys. Once George turns 12, it's widely believed that the rule will be more strictly enforced. This means we'll likely see William and George taking different flights to the same destination. It might seem inconvenient, but it brings us right back to that core principle: protecting the line of succession. William is the direct heir, and George is second in line. Separating them is the ultimate insurance policy for the crown. This protocol extends down the line. It's not just about William and George. In theory, it also applies to George and his younger sister, Princess Charlotte, as they are second and third in line, respectively. While they are still young, we see them traveling together with their parents. But, as they grow older and their positions in the line of succession become even more significant, we can expect to see their travel arrangements change to reflect this important royal safeguard. Interestingly, this rule doesn't just apply to direct heirs. Think about it. What if a plane was carrying, say, the 4th, 5th, and 6th in line? While not as constitutionally critical as the direct heirs, a single incident could still dramatically alter the order of succession. So, the Palace Travel Office has the complex job of coordinating all these trips, ensuring that the risk is always spread out. It's a logistical puzzle that involves careful planning and consideration for every single journey. They have to think several steps ahead, constantly assessing the potential impact of any travel plan on the future of the monarchy. What about non-official travel? For private holidays, the rules can be a bit more relaxed. We often see the Wales family flying together for their personal trips. However, even on these occasions, the decision is never taken lightly. The security of the royal family is always the #1 priority, whether they are on or off duty. Every trip requires a thorough risk assessment. So, does this mean royals are constantly flying on private jets? Not always. While the very senior royals often use private or chartered aircraft for security and logistical reasons, it's not uncommon to see them on commercial flights. Prince William and Princess Catherine have been spotted in business or first class on commercial airlines. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have also been known to fly commercial. It often depends on the nature of the trip, the destination, and the security considerations. But even on a commercial flight, the protocol of separating heirs would still apply for official business. You wouldn't find King Charles and Prince William sitting in adjacent seats on a flight to New York for a UN summit. For example, this unique travel arrangement is a constant reminder of the extraordinary lives the royals lead. For most of us, booking a flight is about finding the best deal or the most convenient time. For them, it's a decision that carries the weight of history and the future of an institution. It's a fascinating glimpse into a world where tradition and duty shape every aspect of life. Even something as simple as getting from point A to point B. It shows how the monarchy, while constantly evolving, holds on to these fundamental protocols to ensure its own survival. It's a powerful symbol of continuity in a rapidly changing world. So, the next time you see a member of the royal family stepping off a plane, remember that their journey was likely far more complicated than it looked. It wasn't just about packing a suitcase. It was about upholding a century-old tradition designed to protect the crown itself. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think about this royal rule? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this glimpse into the world of the royals, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. See you next time.